Hey, it's Evan. Welcome back to another episode of the Mindful 8 podcast. In today's episode, we're talking about astrology. Specifically, we're talking about Aries. I am an Aries, and it is March 21st. And in today's episode, we're just going to kind of sit back and talk about whatever comes to my mind. No limits here, no limits at all in life, ever. But it's funny because people think they know you and your astrology sign, and you can say, oh yeah, you're right, when they give you the false answer of what they believe you are. And that always always made me laugh, always gave me a good chuckle. But I started to really get into astrology when I started to be influenced by this individual or these beliefs. But within the year, I fasted during full moons, and I really understood what the Aries sign meant. And, while I am raised Catholic, I still have Catholic beliefs, but I've always been very interested in astrology and the stars, if they are stars or if they're lights, I don't know. But why we're talking about astrology in today's episode is because it's March 21st and the Aries season has begun. And I think back to when I flew into Medellin back in October. I was flying into Medellin fasting during the Aries full moon. And I thought that was so brilliant because that wasn't planned. I made a short form video about that. That wasn't planned. It was weeks before that I booked the Airbnb and I booked the flight, and I had no idea that it was going to be a full moon. But then, because I've cultivated the awareness of synchronicities over time, I started to understand that the Aries that I am, or that I affirm I am, it makes so much sense. High energy, understanding what season I'm in regard to Chinese astrology. When's the year for me to flourish? And I believe that's 2026. I think back to 2014. 2014 was an incredible year, and I think a lot of people realized that and felt that. And it's like we're all waiting for a 2014 year. Time's the same. We create time. It's always been the same. The sun comes up and goes down. The moon comes up and goes down. We just get sidetracked and influenced by calendars and the Monday to Friday and 24 hours in a day, et cetera, et cetera. But 2014 was a really brilliant year for me. A lot of growth, a lot of, enjoyment in my life. There was so much joy. And, I look forward to 2026, right, in regards to Chinese astrology. I really believe that year is going to be amazing. The geopolitical, macroeconomic landscape is going to be a lot different when that time period comes around, but I'm no longer in college in that year. I graduate within 2 months, and I understand that the World Cup, I'm a footy fan, the World Cup is going to be in America, and there's going to be games being played in Philly. I don't know where I'm going to be during that year, but my home base is in Pennsylvania, a suburb out of Philly. So, there's that. Furthermore, back to, the whole Aries, I definitely feel the energy today. I feel the energy today because I choose to feel the energy today, right? There's that. But it's also understanding that, it's my sign now, this time period that we're in. Spring equinox is here. Which is really exciting. That winter was such a period of growth, and I'm excited for the month of April. My birth month, April 10th is my birthday, turning 22 years young, which is going to be a lot of fun. I don't care to celebrate and go party and get belligerently drunk. I could care less for that, actually, But actually, coming up at the end of this month is a year off marijuana, which is really exciting. And that's a whole nother episode when that comes around. And then, come August, it'll be a year off alcohol. So that'll be another great episode. But I don't care to party. I care to grow and evolve and focus on the service that I can provide. And all in all, tapping into the purpose, which is what I help people do as well, which is, following synchronicities and coincidences in your life, that lead to the Surrender Experiment, which is a book by Michael Singer, which is one of my next books that I'm really looking forward to, kind of giving up this egoic self and surrendering to God. That's what the book's all about. And letting that translate into, business relationships, personal relationships, and evolving thyself. So, that's what I'm really looking forward to when I turn 22, and having this season kind of be a pivot into that new Evan. Because remember, your past, present, and future are all with you at all times. Obviously the now is all there is, and there's that past self of the old negative limiting beliefs, and you may have some limiting beliefs in the now. Unfortunately, I feel that I'm still overcoming them and understanding that they're so fake, and it's a work in progress, which I'm so grateful to say out loud. But your higher self is always with you every single second of the day. He or she is just calling to you, giving you signs, the synchronicities. That is your higher self. And you can tap that like that. You can turn that on any second you want. There are times in these videos even when that higher self is talking. It's not the old scared Evan from back in the day. Like, it is that higher self, and you can hear it in his voice and in his step. Think back to the non-drifter, right? Always engaged in doing something definite through some well-organized plan, which is definite. He has many minor goals, all of which lead toward his central scheme in the most effective and efficient way possible. Thanks to Maxie, and from reading that book, that's ingrained in my brain. It's a reminder that, I'm either drifting through life or I'm taking definite action towards my definite purpose every single day. And that is such a beautiful thing to say out loud, because it keeps me so grounded. Because remember, this earth realm moves very slow, and you have to live in accordance with the seasons. We live in a very fast-paced world of instant dopamine, social media. It's only going to get worse. It's not an affirmation. I mean, it is an affirmation because I said it out loud, but just look at the technological landscape. It's going that way. Fast, fast, fast. Really slow down and honor the journey. You get that from reflection and integration, something we've talked about before. But listen, when it comes to being an Aries, it's something I respect. Not sure the true backstory of astrology and Chinese astrology. I've dove into it. I know my number is 9. I know that 2014 and 2026 are my years. I'm pretty sure I'm a horse, I believe. And these are all affirmations because ritual of the spoken word. I'm all saying it out loud. But I truly feel it. And, I pray to God every single day that my physical vessel can be used as a catalyst of peace, of service. I really believe that I am here for a greater purpose. I can feel it, especially in this Aries season. 2024 is a big pivotal year globally. The second great awakening is here, another renaissance. The new spiritual awareness is here. That's why I believe I'm a catalyst for bringing that forward, the shift, if you will. You can feel it, I know, especially if you're tapped into the synchronicities and the coincidences of life. Everything's put in front of you for a reason, and you can feel it to be true. And that all comes from knowing just how powerful you are and just how much energy, infinite amount of energy that you possess in your physical vessel. The good that you can do in this world. It's tapping into that knowing and remembering the birth vision. And I'm just really excited to tap into this Aries season and see what happens in this 4-week period within my life and many others as well. I'm I'm so blessed to have a social circle, a global social circle that I've cultivated over, the past 1 to 2 years, and furthermore, my entire life. And I'm really excited to see what changes my friends and family go through in this time period and how I can be of service to them and help them come to that awareness. So that was my discussion on astrology, Chinese astrology. Didn't really even get into numerology, besides, I know my number is 9. I love writing 8 gratitude statements. I understand Nikola Tesla's 369. We're getting sidetracked now, but thank you for listening to, this episode of the Mindful 8 podcast. We talked about Aries, we talked about astrology, Chinese astrology, a little bit about numerology, and this was really an episode of me just stream of consciousness, whatever is on my mind. So I am grateful for you. I am blessed to even have you watch this or listen to this. I love you dearly. Have a beautiful day today.